Ice Cream Conversation. Ice Cream Conversation. Let's go. Forever on the grind all day, every day. Ice Cream Convos, always real, they never play. Download the podcast, listen on any day. Why didn't I do this sooner? Only thing you ever say. Xaviera, best host of all time. All of the faithful listeners will say they never lie. Check every story they run, like me with the rhymes. When other shows report anything, it should be a crime. Entertainment news, yeah, I gotta get mine from ICC, and you should be inclined to do the same if you got half a mind. I do co-sign this lady to shine like Frankenstein. Cut it the day design. IceCreamConvos.com. Tune in. Yeah. This influence by IceCreamConvos.com.
Welcome to the Ice Cream Convos Podcast, where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news. I am your host, Xaviera.
And I'm your co-host, Karla.
And we thank you all for tuning into today's episode. How you doing, Karla? How you doing?
I'm great. I'm trying to beat the heat, but besides that, I'm great. You know, it's 100 and hell outside. No, seriously, just trying to stay cool. I'm happy that, things seem to kind of be getting back into motion a little.
Yes.
Something,
yes. So here's what's so crazy. It's funny that you say it's like 100 in hell outside. So the other day, it's just a lot going on, with just the state of the world. I'm going to just wrap it up in the state of the world, right? So I go to the Ice Cream Convos Facebook page and I was like, temperature check, how y'all doing? People was like 98 degrees, 79. I was like, oh my God, y'all, I'm talking about temperature check. Like, how y'all doing? It's hot as hell. It's like 101 out here today.
I'm telling you. Listen, you know what the heat do? It just changed your whole brain chemistry, so.
But Bessie, I was trying to see how people was doing physically. Like, to be like, let me do a temperature check real quick. Jokers is literally running down weather reports to me in the comments. And I was like, I see some of y'all took me literally and instead of figuratively. Yes. I'm going to show myself out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was one of those moments. That's funny though. Girl, but that's what the heat will do to you. You don't think.
True.
You just don't think straight. I'm just saying.
And I'm sure a lot of people didn't have their cotton panties on and everything. That's just a whole different battle.
There it is. Okay. Y'all got to check that last episode out about that one.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to listen to the last episode if you didn't find out about them cotton panties. Now I need everybody to be fully armed with cotton panties, ladies.
Yes. And stay away from the dark colors in the summer.
Yes, the dark colors. Great advice.
Yeah,
great advice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so other than that, nothing really has been going on this side, down here in Atlanta. We just got our governor suing our mayor, no biggie, nothing big going on. It's been quiet in the streets.
only a little, that's wow. Just to hear you say that sounds kind of crazy.
Can you imagine how embarrassed I am? Can you see my face? Look at my face. I am so embarrassed.
No, you shouldn't be.
It's
and so got no control.
It makes no logical sense whatsoever. And there's no way not to feel like this isn't racially motivated or some type of misogynistic move on his part. Right. Like Brian Kemp, first of all, dude, you allegedly stole the whole election. Absolutely. From Stacey Abrams.
Yes, we seen it.
We saw it. We all was looking. Okay. Yeah. And then you have Keisha Lance Bottoms. We got a mayor named Keisha. And, she's trying to do her best to keep Atlantans safe, right? So she goes ahead and she puts in this mask mandate. Mm-hmm. And his ass sue her. But meanwhile, in Athens, a little bit past my house on down the road, that mayor also put the same mandate in, but he sued Keisha. He didn't sue Mr. Mayor down here in Athens who looked like him. If you get my point.
Got you. Okay. Wow. That speaks volumes.
And the Superior Court judge Ellerby, I can't think of her first name, but Ellerby, her old punk ass done recused herself because she don't want no parts. See, she recused herself because if she had went one way or the other, she would have lost. She's
picking a side,
cashing out.
Yeah, that's what they do. And I hate to say it, but this is that time of year where you really have to, you can see it. Yeah. You see what it's all about, you know, and I hate to hear that. But what I will say is the response to me, suing is just a response to her exercising her power. Right now, a lot of governors are really, really kind of ruffled under the feathers because mayors are actually, you know, utilizing their rights and their power.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what's going on down there. It's obvious. And of course, like you said, it's of course a racial we can't even say undertones at this point, right? It's just blatant.
It is blatant. Ain't even nothing undertone about it. And it's just, it's so frustrating and it sucks so bad because it's like, how, if you thought our president was inept, and I hope I'm using the right word because, you know, I'll be trying to pull in my TI bag sometime. If you thought our president was a dum-dum, and then it's like, I'm striking out twice because now I done went from him to the governor who is licking his boots and kissing his behind and putting all these Georgians at risk.
Absolutely.
Thank God the superintendent of our schools had enough sense to fall back and let our kids do digital instruction. But then it's still people who pissed about that. And I get that as well because it's complicated.
Yeah, that's it's real sticky, but with the knowing the numbers that you guys have, you got to look at that by state. You know, you can't really focus nationally on that. You have to look at what's best for where you live.
Yeah.
And where are the numbers? Are the numbers high where I live? Are we in the red zone? Are we in yellow? Are we in green? All of it, you have to, it's a lot of things to take into consideration. So that's a real, it's tough. Honestly.
It's embarrassing is what it is. It's embarrassing as hell.
It's definitely embarrassing. But guess what? This is even more reason why we have to get out and vote. And I always stress about voting locally.
Yes.
Because right now, if you don't like what's going on, you get in there, you vote, and you make sure they don't get back in. And I'm not just talking about governors and mayors. I'm talking about judges. And there's so many other mayors and councilmen and councilwomen. You know, if you're mad, the best way to, you know, respond is to get out there and vote those out, whether they're not doing what they need to do.
And the thing is, a lot of people in politics, and I didn't plan for us to kick today's show off in politics, but you know, a lot of people in politics don't do the right thing because they're comfortable and they feel like they got their job on lock, and they feel like we're not going to do anything and we're not going to pull their skirt up or pull the rug from under them. So,
absolutely,
you know, it's time to go ahead and make those moves at the poll.
We have to get involved. If you want change, and I know we've heard this a million times, but it's just facts. If you want change, it has to start with you. And you wouldn't believe if we all had that same attitude, you know, we've seen it happen in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Think about it. You know, we watched it happen there as far as your mayor.
Yeah.
So you're making strides. Don't get frustrated. Y'all making strides. You just got to keep voting and get some of those congressmen and women out of there and those state reps and you know, you got to just work.
Listen, I'm on my Viola Davis. I'm ready to clutch my purse and get up and walk out, roll my eyes, reach over, clutch my purse like, sorry, Martin, I'm on my way to Arizona.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when I'm ready to go to Arizona.
Right.
I am ready to go to Arizona.
I don't know. I think their numbers are kind of high too. I don't know if you want to run that. Come on up top with us. We're it's not going, but our numbers are pretty decent.
You see, y'all ain't even gonna let me in at this point. They'll be like, "Where are you flying in?" The little TSA agent be like, "Where are you flying in from?" "Oh, no, ma'am. Go step to the left, please. Step over there at the red line. Now you gotta wait, sign these documents." Be like, "Damn, man, I was just trying to go home."
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. But on a serious note, if we stopped that, if that played a big part, if we all did the same thing, we would have been back to normal by now. We should have all been on the same page. And when I say we, I'm talking about our legislators. You know, I'm not talking about us per se.
Right. But speaking of we, though, the us part of we. So, you know, a lot of different stores and stuff are putting in these mandates, like where you have to wear a mask, like they're required and mandatory.
Yep.
Girl, the way I be watching non-Black people just walk past that sign. Like I went to Kroger The sign, you literally have to step around the sign to get into Kroger. Okay. So it's not even like, oh, bro, my bad, shawty, I didn't even see it. No, you literally have to step around the sign to get in. Man, them non-Black people be walking right past that sign, going right in the store. And then the people who work in the store looking like, do I want to go viral today on social media? It's just wild.
But it shows you, once again, real quick, and I know we don't want to stay on this, the differences, because up here, of course, anyone who doesn't know, I'm in Pennsylvania, in Philly. You know, you can't walk through the door. It's like an alarm goes off. Ma'am, sir, mask. You know, you can't get past. Seriously. Exactly. I'm dead serious. When you walk in, you like want to throw your hands up. When you're here, you feel like you're like.
That's what I'm saying.
But I appreciate that, because that's the only way. And if you don't believe it, look at the other countries who have gotten past this, and that's what they had to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't gonna catch me in there without no mask on, because now I got to really wear one, because the others be coming in there without their mask, and I don't know if y'all won't even wear one in Kroger. I don't know where y'all been.
Yeah, true that. Facts. That's facts. I don't blame you.
All right, bestie. So let's go ahead and get into some celebrity news and entertainment topics. So today, I got some. Well, today might be called our. No, I ain't gonna do that. That would be rude. That would be very insensitive and rude. But today's show, we are dealing with a lot of mental health issues, some instability issues, and then we got some baby news. So I'm pretty sure y'all know where we're going with that. So let's go ahead. I know I love baby news, especially when I ain't the one that's pregnant.
Girl, yes.
Yeah. If I ain't the one that's pregnant, I'm all about some baby news.
All for it.
All for. Girl, just load your uterus up. Load it up. Okay, so first let's talk about Nick Cannon, Karla. Nick Cannon has had a pretty tough go of things as of late. Ooh. So if you've been following Nick Cannon's story, Nick Cannon did this podcast with Professor Griff from Public Enemy. Don't believe the hype. Yeah.
You killed that though. You nailed that though.
I killed it. I choked myself a little bit because I went too high on the. I went a little too high on the larynx.
Oh yeah, I was about to say you might have bruised your larynx a little bit.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard to swallow dinner later. It's gonna be hard to swallow, but. You know, he sat down with Professor Griff, and they basically had kind of like Black Power Hour that went a little bit too black, and maybe the hour lasted a little too long. Oh, yeah. And there was a lot of different dialogue, and I watched a clip. So to be clear, I watched a clip. I did not sit through the entire interview. And, you know, I can't stand when people don't fully educate themselves and then come back and try to tell me what's right and what's wrong.
Right,
and so on and
right.
So forth.
Yeah.
But I am pretty sure I saw the clip that has Nick Cannon's life in shambles right now. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw that.
You saw the nail. You saw it put the nail on the car. You seen that part? Yeah. You seen that nail drive in?
Yeah. You know, the drill be like zoop, zoop. Yeah, I saw that. Y'all know I'm all about sound effects. So yeah, I happened to catch that part. Mm-hmm. And so Nick Cannon made these remarks regarding non-Black people, Jewish people. And the remarks about the Jewish people are the ones that got him in a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, they didn't understand what was anti-Semitic about what Nick said. And so I've been listening to a lot of different conversations about, you know, the different things that Nick said. I, for one, am not going to repeat anything that Nick said, because I don't need somebody to take a clip and be like, she said it too.
I know that's right.
No, yeah. I'm good. I'm good, love. I will be more than happy to direct you to Nick Cannon's situation, but I will not repeat anything that was said.
Not yet.
Not yet. And so basically, as a result, Viacom CBS terminated their 20-year partnership with Nick Cannon. First things first, can we just talk about the fact that I had no idea that Nick Cannon and Viacom was in the bed that long?
Me neither. You see me, I'm like, wow. Like, that's very interesting. That's a long, long relationship.
That's a long time. Nick Cannon been with Viacom longer than I've been married.
Me too. Yeah, listen, me too. Shout out to them, because I'm sitting here, when you said 20, I'm like, wow. I thought like maybe 15. I definitely thought 15.
I guess I just never even thought about it at all until now. So as a result of Viacom terminating, like they cut Nick off like an unpaid light bill. So as a result of Viacom terminating their partnership with Nick Cannon, it was like, wildin'. That's gone, y'all.
Yeah.
like, at the family reunion, do we introduce?
You wrong.
This my cousin Nick, and he lost his job. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're wrong. But I'm just saying that hurt. That was a hurt. Whew. That one really, that's the one, and
that one hurt. And it's because not only did Nick Cannon lose this show that he built from the ground up, because the first time I saw Wildin' Out, I was like, what the hell? Then after a while, I was like, oh, in the classroom. So I'm like, okay,
yes,
so I love Wildin' Out.
Yes, you are a big fan. I do know that.
He brought me in, got me all hooked up on Wildin' Out, and now it's gone. The biggest surprise in all of that, though, was that Nick Cannon didn't own Wildin' Out.
That's what I was about to ask you. I'm sitting over here. I was literally just ready to ask you. He didn't own it at all. I'm really surprised at that.
He did not own it. So now he severed, his relationship with Viacom is severed, and someone as business savvy as Nick Cannon is, someone who has been in the game as long as Nick Cannon has. I was like, how did he end up in a Viacom Diddy contract?
Yeah, that 360, right? Happen? Yeah. That's why I was going to ask you that, because now my next question is, he doesn't own the show, so everybody he put on Wildin' Out, they belong to Viacom.
They belong to Viacom. They don't belong to Nick. They don't. That's wow. So a lot of the cast members from Wildin' Out, like they took to social media. Some of them was like, well, damn, I got fired on my day off. And then some of them was like, well, I guess that's that on that. But many of them were still supportive of Nick. They still showed their loyalty to Nick Cannon, because a lot of them, he literally handpicked them from social media.
That's
and made them.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't be lost on us how many different people Nick Cannon put on. So it's like, at the same time, it's funny because Charlamagne referred to Nick Cannon as a national treasure. And I thought about it and I was like, Nick went from being the corny dude who can't rap, who married Mariah Carey and had twins by her, to a well-respected young Black businessman who worked so hard despite having lupus, and
true. Very true.
Yes. So here he is now in this major cluster right? So he's in this major cluster, right? So he lost his job at Viacom. Well, his partnership with Viacom. So then first the energy was, after he said what he said, he was like, well, I don't have a hateful bone in my body. Like, I don't spew hate. I don't this, I don't that. This is not who I am. Right. And I was like, all right, Nick, but you said what you said and said it with your chest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, sometimes we say things that aren't meant to be hurtful, but they are, right?
Right.
And sometimes, and I'm learning this even through the whole race relations and stuff. I had people I really cared about who put up some things that were very hurtful. And, so I'm dealing with that on a personal level. So I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to stand in the other shoes of if I was on the receiving end of what Nick Cannon had to say. Right. So anyway, all right. So he said what he said. Then he doubled down and was like, well, first of all, let me tell y'all about Viacom. So then he read Viacom for filth.
Right. Yeah, he really did. He did.
Read them for filth, told them they owe him an apology, and he want Wildin' Out expeditiously. Okay. So then I'm like, Nick, like, this real cute for us, because, we be hyped, like, tell him, Nick, tell him.
Yes.
Viacom, like, look at him.
Yeah.
You could say whatever you want to say. We still got this show. Yeah. We gonna put Ryan Seacrest in blackface.
Oh, my God. No. Child, please. I seen that floating around. They better not. And I'm not even a Wildin' Out fan.
Could you see Ryan now? At the family reunion, who are we introducing? Who are we introducing?
Hey, don't do that. Don't put that into existence. Don't you speak that into existence. Don't do that.
If it's a job, Ryan Seacrest coming through. He like, what y'all need? What you need me to
true
do?
That. He is on it.
All right, so he doubles down on Viacom, says it with his chest. And then the next breath, it was like, then he starts apologizing profusely to the Jewish community. So for me, myself, and I, Xaviera Javon Bryant, no opinions that are mine or necessarily those of the Ice Cream Convos brand. I'm now like, Nick, I'm tired. Because you said what you said. And Karla, can we just keep it 100? If I'm sitting with you and you got a certain type of energy, right, and I'm enjoying your presence,
right,
after a certain period of time, I'm going to start picking up that energy. I'm going to bring that energy in.
And that's the point I was going to make. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's the point I was going to make. First of all, I felt like, and this is just my opinion, I've watched Professor Griff. I've seen back in the day when it was DVDs. I've watched some of his lectures. So when I heard that that's what did him in, before I even knew anything about it, I seen Professor Griffin, I seen Nick Cannon. I said, I just put my hand over my head and my face and I said, oh, Nick, because just like you're getting ready to say about a certain energy, after a while, the energy catches you. It all becomes one. And that's the thing. Anyone who's ever seen Professor, and I'm not nothing against Professor Griff, but he has very, very, very strong views.
Absolutely. I could be sitting with Professor Griff after a while and be like, yeah, they all savages.
Exactly.
Fight the power.
Exactly. Ready to, you already know, ready to, put on some Public Enemy and get yourself ready. Or put in some all black and get started. But, that's to me as an entrepreneur, that's where he should have thought about, especially not owning, your own. You got to think about that kind of stuff because you're still going to be held accountable. Sure, it's freedom of speech, but there's consequences to what you say also.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think Nick got blinded by his wealth? Now, let me explain.
Okay.
Sometimes when us of the melanated community, when we start getting a certain amount of money in our account, we start feeling invincible.
Okay.
And do you think that he felt that he had reached a certain pinnacle, whether it be wealth or success, where he could say whatever it is that he want to say without having to deal with the consequences?
I honestly, this is the first time you presented it. This is the very first time I had to think about this, and I have to go off the top. I would say probably, and you might want to add clout in there too, because if you look at Nick Cannon has really created a wave for herself. Like Nick Cannon, that momentum he got going, and he's everywhere, all over social media. Wherever you look, Nick Cannon is there. Your TV, Nick Cannon is there. I think so. I think that's what it may have been, and a little bit of that. And he caught that energy.
Yeah, he caught the vapors. He caught the vapors.
Yeah, he caught the vapors. Exactly.
He caught the vapors. And not even that. You're right about the Nick Cannon wave because, he out here protesting, and you have to take into consideration that people of color, and I know people of color is frowned upon at this point in time because it's not Pacific, because I can't say Pacific. It is not specific enough, and I know I'm not getting the word right. So please don't get on Twitter and be like, "This how it's saying Pacific."
Listen, they be all right.
I can't say Pacific, and I can't say peculiar. I can't say.
We all have those words. We all have one, two, maybe three.
For me, myself, for my TI vocabulary of Pacific, I know specific. Oh, I did it. People like for us to be more specific when speaking on certain things. So I'll say Black people, right? We are already riled up emotionally because of everything that we have endured over the last 400 years, but concentrated in 2020. You know what I'm saying? So we are already emotions running high. We are already on, the just fully submerged in our Blackness and wanting better for our Black people and just wanting better, and I saw that over Nick. Like I saw it, like his turbans turned into, berets and, I saw it. I saw the transformation in Nick, especially when he started hitting the streets and then he's like deep diving into this books and trying to learn all these different things. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how is he reading that many books in 1 week? Sooner or later, those messages are going to get crisscross applesauce. And this is the result.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things that's sad to see, because you hate to see, especially a young Black entrepreneur on a rise, really just be knocked down to the ground. That's exactly what has been done to Nick right now. I don't think this is this isn't over for him. No, it's definitely not the end. He has too much talent, and really too many, I think, people he knows. He's built a nice little community around him. He has a lot of support. Is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. I wish him the best.
So let me speak to that support thing, because all right. So Nick Cannon said what he said. Viacom, boom. He lost the partnership with Viacom, lost Wildin' Out, tentatively lost Wildin' Out. Diddy hops into the mix talking about come to revolt. We Black on. Hey, no. I need you to talk to 112. I need you to talk to Loon. I need you to talk to Shine. We went over this last week, wasn't that last week?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We went over this last week. Nick Cannon, you can bring Wildin' Out to ICC before you go over there with Diddy.
Yeah, don't go over there with Diddy, please.
Don't go over there with Diddy. Now, I appreciate Diddy extending the offer, showing that he is still, in support of you. Where I got frustrated with Nick Cannon, because I got to be honest, I got frustrated with Nick Cannon. Mm-hmm. I got frustrated with Nick because I felt like once you went through everything you went through, got the knees knocked out from under you, you issued an apology, but it was like, all right, we have been in this game long enough to know if you sit still for at least 3, 4, 5 days, it'll blow over.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And he did not let it blow over. And he just kept going. Now, on the flip side, I was told you don't know what type of phone calls he was receiving at home. You don't know what type of stuff was popping up in his email. I was like, do they got rock and roll in the basement? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, though. You don't know what's going on. But you got to also, I think that was emotion. Nick lost emotional control at that point. He had to keep his, if he would have just kept his cool. Look, it ain't even 3, 4, 5 days now. If he'd have kept his cool, honestly, I think for 2 days, just two. Yeah. He would have been all right, I think.
So then we go from the apologies, long-winded apologies, to people. Now, the Black community, some members of the Black community, like, oh, what you apologizing for? You ain't say nothing wrong. It's always those people.
Yeah.
Me, myself, I got annoyed with the apologies only for one reason. I am tired of people saying things and then apologizing.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not genuine.
We have seen it a million times over. I have said some stuff, and as it's coming out your mouth, you can hear it. Now, sometimes you get the vapors and don't stop yourself. Yeah. But you know what you're saying when you're saying it.
Yeah, true that.
I'm just so sick and tired of all that. And I was wore out from the Kens and the Karens and all them getting caught up in they mess and apologizing. So then it's like, now here comes Nick. And now Nick done jumped into the apology pool. And that's where I got frustrated with him. If he wronged a community, I have no issue with him rectifying what he did wrong. Right. But it just seemed like the apologies just kept coming over and over and over.
Overkill.
It was overkill. Yeah. That is the exact word I use for it. And now I understand why Kevin Hart was like, I ain't apologizing no more. Right. Now I get it. Yeah. I understand when Kevin Hart was like, I'm done apologizing. Now, what he did and said was 1000% wrong.
Right.
But he had apologized for it. But then it was like they came back, brought it up again, apologized for it again. Bring it up a couple more years later, apologize for it again. Yeah. That's at some point you got to draw the line in the sand.
You do. Yeah.
Look here. Pull up my apology from 2013 and watch it again.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah, that's it. And actions speak louder than words anyway. If you watch someone's behavior, how they live afterward, that'll show you more than anything. You can apologize all day, but if your actions don't show it, what's the point?
Well, then Nick Cannon graduated from the apologies to being suicidal.
Ah, yeah.
And I'm like, dear Heavenly Father. So then we were like, prayers up for Nick, praying for Nick. And then you had another group of the Black communities like, oh, first y'all want to cancel him. Now y'all want to pray for him. Just because I feel like I'm annoyed. Like, I just don't get
Can't win. We can't win. You can't win.
Like, even if, okay, prime example. I want R. Kelly canceled. Do I want him killed? Do I want him to commit suicide? No. You can be in two different spaces at the same time.
Exactly.
I can want him canceled, but still want him to live to face the consequences of the action. I didn't understand what was so hard to understand about that logic. Like, we ain't just got to kill folks because they make a poor decision.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
That happens. I'm sorry. No, that's what happens. I'm glad you made that point because we're, especially social media, it's almost like it's one way or the other. There is an in between. Like, it's not always, like you said, I don't want him dead. It's wrong. Is R. Kelly? Yeah. Do I want him in prison? Yeah. But do I want to see him die? Like, no.
I just don't understand what was so tough about understanding that. But anyway, so with that being said, Nick Cannon does appear to be in a better space now because now he's posting clips from an interview where he sat down on his podcast with a rabbi. So it looks like the rectification, if that's a real word, because it sounds like something that Damon Wayans would say on In Living Color. Remember that? I want to rectify my colonoscopy in order to bring a congregation of the aggregation of the Jewish people.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it. Shout out to Damon Wayans. Yes.
Classic.
Some classic shit.
Because when he always took it to his colon. Because my colon.
Every time he took it to the colon. Every
single time. So, with that being said, now he's still, continuing his making amends. He's continuing that. So, at this point, if he's still making amends, if he's still posting clips and all that, then that's good. That's a good sign. That means he's not somewhere at home sizing himself up to and stuff. So that's a good sign if he's posting the content and if he just chill. Go to Africa like Dave Chappelle did.
I know, right?
Chill. Come back, Nick. Everything will be cool. While you over there, just destroy and rebuild.
Yeah.
Just destroy and rebuild.
Yeah. I think that's great advice.
And I think the reason why he went from being like saying it with his chest to suicidal is because Nick Cannon has never been in the position of getting scrutinized by his own people.
No, not this way anyway. Not this way.
Yeah, because when it comes to stuff. Yeah.
Only like when Gigolo drop.
I'm looking at lots of clothes. Be like, man, that used to be a little bop though. While you playing,
right?
While you playing, you gotta hit the little bop, little shoulders, lift your little shoulders up.
Nick always got bad. Nick always got heat for being a rapper. That's why I always joke and say that.
Yes, and it's so funny because somebody was like, "We're gonna support Nick any way possible besides buying his music."
Ain't
like,
wrong.
What?
Whoever said that is wrong.
Yeah. So anyway, so pray for Nick Cannon. I didn't even mean to talk about that long, but it was just so many thoughts and feelings I had about it. And I knew that you would be able to make some sense out of it or bring a logical thought to it. Cause I just wanted to be like, Nick, you said what you said. Apologize to them people.
Yeah.
Go sit down and shut up.
Right. Yeah.
Go sit down and shut up.
Yeah. Oh.
So, all right. So, some sad news. Tamar Braxton, Karla.
That's very sad news.
Karla. Okay, so if you haven't heard by now, Tamar Braxton allegedly attempted suicide last Thursday. It's Thursday?
Okay.
Thursday, I believe.
I can't remember, but it's been.
I know.
Moves.
Time be moving.
Yeah.
So I believe it was last Thursday. She was at a Ritz-Carlton hotel in Los Angeles. Her boyfriend, David Adifeso, I don't know. Mm-hmm. He found her unresponsive. He called 911, told 911 that, his girlfriend had taken some pills and she had been drinking and then she was very upset. And so she was rushed to a hospital. She was unconscious for a while. But the good news is she is alert. She is responsive. She has been transferred over to another hospital that will give her specialized treatment, I guess, in the mental health department.
Yeah.
Now,
thank God.
Yeah. And it's just a lot, but as I was unpacking that situation and as more information was coming out about it, you know, it was the whole situation with WeTV and Viacom and bringing in Mona Scott Young, not Viacom, excuse me, WeTV, bringing in Mona Scott Young. She had her own talk show, her own reality TV series. Right. They brought in Mona Scott Young to produce. And Tamar was like, this ain't what I want because I already know what this going to look like.
Right.
This is not what I want. WeTV, over the course of Braxton Family Values, I always transpose that. Braxton Family Values. Tamar said that show ruined her family. She said that show tore her family apart when that show was only supposed to highlight them as this beautiful musical singing family, all these gorgeous girls and their brother, their awesome mom, their funny daddy, and give us a look inside the infamous Braxton family. But then it turned into this one drank too much, this one husband then cheated on her, and this, that, third going on.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes of reality. I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but
it is.
I think it's a little delusional to kind of go into something like that, thinking that that's what's going to, But go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great point, because anytime you have reality TV, listen here, unless it's on TBN and come on after PTL, y'all remember PTL?
Yes.
Unless it's on TBN and come on after PTL, you're going to have some mess in order for people to tune in, because people are going to lose interest. And Tamar said it broke her when they revealed on the show that she had been sexually assaulted and sexually molested or sexually abused. And that was like the breaking point for her, because that was something that wasn't supposed to be televised and so on and so forth and put out. Okay. I made the mistake. After I got the good news about Tamar being responsive, alert, and getting specialized treatment, I made the mistake. And, sometimes I have to look at stuff and hear stuff for journalistic purposes, even though I'm not a journalist. I made the mistake of listening to the 911 phone call.
I'm sure that's interesting.
I usually stay away.
Yeah.
But the only reason that made me listen to the 911 call is because, number one, Tamar is fine now.
Right.
But number two, I wanted to see if anything was said during the call that I could, I guess, get my own knowledge versus reading something secondhand that was passed down, that was reported here, because I know I'm a part of the media, but I also know how the media can get down.
Yeah, well, I understand that. You definitely needed that for your own. That
yeah, and it was a poor decision on my part. It was a poor decision. David called. Now, one thing that I will say that I did learn from it, David called. He said that Tamar was already on antidepressants, that she had taken the pills, she had been drinking. He said she was very, very upset. She was very, very upset with the network. And so that's WeTV. Right. And he said they did something to her today. It happened to be the very same day that they released the trailer for the new reality series that was produced by Mona Scott Young and had Mona Scott doing a voiceover on it. I know that sent her over the edge.
Right. Yeah.
And then at some point he literally broke down crying, and he said, something to the effect of, like, what does it take to be free? Like, or something to the effect of being free.
Okay.
And she just wanted to be free. She just wanted to be free. Okay. Man, that grown African brother broke down crying on that phone. Child.
Ooh, that'd have had me. I would have been done.
Ooh, child. I was like, Lord Jesus, please let this MacBook soak these salty tears up in this keyboard. It was bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I just want to go ahead and just continue to ask everyone to lift Tamar up in prayer, because not in a situation like this, and I thought about this back when Kaylani attempted to commit suicide. You go through the suicide attempt, but then now you have to, when you get over it and come through it, now you have to deal with the public talking about it or bringing it back up in your face after the fact.
And that'll go on for years. We've seen it with others. That's something. And you made a very, very good point. The after. It's actually, I guess, like a PTSD type, but it's a traumatic. That's something else now that they'll have to go to therapy for. So that's a very good point.
Yeah. Because she already had people calling her names like Muppet and all that other stuff that they knew really, really hurt her and got next to her. But now they have something else to pile on top. So I just hope that when she does reemerge back into the public and back into the spotlight, that she has on the full armor of God.
Yes.
And that she is 100% at strength and 100% at peace, because there are going to be some miserable people who come in. For instance, when I posted today that she was doing well and that she was getting the treatment, someone came into the comments on Instagram and was like, anyway, justice for Breonna Taylor.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, and I blocked that person. So, hey,
as you should. As you should.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful. It's just disrespectful.
But let's take it a step deeper, Karla. So you came in, Tamar almost took her own life. You came in, basically discounted the fact that she is okay to say, well, justice for another Black queen whose life was snatched from her. Yep.
That's what they're doing. It's foolishness, because at the end of the day, it's disrespectful, because just like we're going to apples and oranges once again, you could have just scrolled by and there's plenty of places and things you can do for justice for Breonna. Why come in that post with it? It's just
yeah. And it was just so dismissive. It was almost like,
very dismissive.
We would rather have Breonna than Tamar.
Yeah.
That's the way it felt.
Yeah.
It really, really felt. And I was like, man, like this, the energy, and it came from another Black woman.
I'm not surprised. And I hate to say that, but
so I had to go ahead. Had to escort her on out. So come right here.
Yeah. Forever.
Don't call me, don't email me, don't DM me like y'all be doing when I block y'all. Don't call me, don't email me, don't DM me, don't send a bird signal. None of that. I don't want it. I'm not interested.
Look, no note in the bottle, don't throw it. None of that.
A message in a bottle, none of that. The little sailboat in the bottle, like no. You can keep your Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria out of your Coke bottle. I'm not interested. I am not interested. All right, so let's change gears for a little bit, because this podcast has been a heavy job. So Nicki Minaj announced she was pregnant.
Yes. Oh, wow. I'm super surprised. I don't even know how I feel about that one.
Well, we always hear for a pregnancy, especially when it's not us.
Oh, absolutely.
But back to my ICC friends again. Someone came into the comments and was like, she pregnant by that pedophile.
Here we go. There it is. I knew it had to be early comments too. It didn't take long.
No, it didn't take long at all. And I'm like, y'all, I don't know. There is something in my spirit that says, when I don't have anything nice to say, just pick up the phone and call Karla. You don't have to get on social media and tell people. You don't have to, just pick up a friend and have that private kiki.
Somebody.
People be talking so reckless on social media. So I'm like, okay. So her husband, Kenneth Petty, is a registered sex offender. I'm not going into his business, because I know that there are a lot of Black men who are on that registered sex offender list because they got jammed up and caught up in some nonsense.
Yeah.
But there are some on there that belong there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very much. A lot that belong there.
A lot belong there. Yeah.
A lot of them that belong there. So with that being said, let's just keep it cute. Congratulate Nicki on her pregnancy. Listen, her baby gonna be dressed like little Barb. I can see the baby now, her little lace front wigs and all that. Well, I mean, I'm just assuming it's a girl because her belly looks like a girl. Did you see her belly yet?
Yeah, it's up high.
It looked like a girl, don't it?
Yeah.
So we making our early predictions. It's a girl.
Yeah. I feel weird. The reason I said, let me explain myself too. Why I don't know how I feel about it, because I'm hoping with Nicki, it's just going to be hard for me to she's going to be a mom. I'm just hoping that, we've seen it with Cardi somewhat. I'm just hoping that, she's ready to be a mom.
Yeah.
That's all.
Versus I just want to have a baby. But another point that I noticed yesterday as I was writing the post, Nicki 37.
What is she? See, I had Nicki at early 30s, like 32.
Nicki is 37.
Okay. I did not know
is correct.
It's time. Yes. It's time. Okay. Yeah.
So if Google is correct, she's 37, and she had to get that baby in before she hit that window.
Absolutely.
Is she in that window now? Is she considered in the window?
Yeah, I think so. You are. Once I think after 35. I mean, it's always a possibility, but I think your chances get a little, Well,
I'm very excited for her. I mean, come on now. We already it was a terrible kept secret, terribly kept secret, just like Cardi's pregnancy. You know, when she went from wearing 2 pieces with her boobs and her booty and everything else out to wearing moo-moos, I was like, Cardi, stop playing with me. Yeah. You know damn well you don't wear no moo-moos. So, Nicki, she did the little collaboration with the rainbow-haired rapper. She took some promo pictures, and I was like, listen, now I know that's the way I look when I sit down to watch TV, but that's because I don't do no crutches. But that looked like a baby bump to me.
Right.
But we learned a long time ago, you just can't run up on nobody like, congratulations.
No. Girl, I've done it before. I was so embarrassed. I feel so bad. And that was like 20 years ago, but it still sits in my gut.
It never leaves you.
Yeah.
It never leaves you. So I'm like, all right. So congratulations to Nicki Minaj. Her and her husband, Kenneth Petty, are having their first baby. Based off the pictures, I want to say maybe 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah. She looked like 6-7 months. Listen, I know it's definitely more than 5.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You about to have a baby in 2020.
I know.
Ooh,
wow.
Lord.
I know. But you know what? Congratulations to Nicki.
Yes, absolutely.
The final piece.
Baby news. Just love me some baby news. Yes. All right. So real quick, Veruz, Swiss Beats, Timbaland, 2 kings out here making moves with Veruz.
The whole movement. Yes.
I am very excited for them because they have entered into an exclusive partnership with Apple Music. So not only are you able to stream the battles on Apple Music and Beats One as they are live, you can actually go back. Now you can stream them for free. After the fact, you can go back and watch them on demand.
Wow. There it is. That's the icing on the cake right there.
Because you know who I'm going back to watch.
Yeah.
Bounty Killer and Beanie Man.
Oh, yeah. Hands down the best verses. Hands down. So far. Because there's a lot more to come. Yeah. That's a huge move.
It is a huge move. And I'm happy for them that they're actually expanding the brand outside of Instagram because Instagram played a lot of games with them.
Yeah.
A lot of shenanigans. Yeah. A lot of tomfoolery. Yeah. I don't understand why they just don't snatch it from Instagram altogether, but it's smart to leave it there in some capacity because people just lay up on Instagram anyway.
Right.
So they get those hits and views. I would really wish I saw the $sign on that partnership.
Yeah. Can you imagine? What do you think? If you had to guess.
I mean, we talking about Swizzy and Timbo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
a huge deal. And we're talking about Apple.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. But the good news is Apple is only showing that they see the value in Versus. They're showing that it's value there. It is much, much value. And I'm hype about Snoop Dogg. Yes. And where my dogs at? All right, Karla, who you calling? Call it early. Who you calling? All
right, I'm calling X. I know a lot of Who you got?
I hate to say it, but I think I might call Snoop.
Oh,
but
really?
I think I'm gonna call Snoop only because X was making music, right? Mm-hmm. Hit after hit. Timeless. And then he capped out at some point and just went to start checking out different correctional facilities on the regular.
I had to do him like that, but yeah, you're right.
He went on the correctional facility tour, a little something. So he kind of cashed out when Snoop Dogg was Snoop done went through being Snoop Lion.
True. I forgot about that.
An artist that found Jesus for a day and a half. Snoop done been in a lot of different places. Yeah, and while I love Swizzy and Swiss Beats and his ability to get it on the floor, get it on the floor,
right.
Swizzy hype, but damn, Snoop and Dre.
All right, as a package, now if you're going for the package deal, I would have to go with Snoop and Dre, but you got to remember, DMX is one. If I'm correct, DMX is the only hip hop artist that his first 3 albums debuted at #1 on the Billboard chart.
Okay,
I get where you go. I'm saying, don't sleep on. Stop being greedy. Get at me, dog. DMX had hits. Now, don't get me wrong. He went on his hiatus. He was visiting summer camp. I get what you. I get what you're saying. He went to summer camp a couple summers.
He made love.
Remember, if you know why I picked DMX, because I remember the summer. I'm going to go back to my age, but whatever. The summer of '98, there wasn't but about 3-4 artists that held it down, and DMX held it down. I feel like from '98 to 2000. He did. Now Snoop Lion, back to Snoop, he had the longevity, but how many hits did Snoop Lion have? I'll wait.
Oh, no. We ain't about to do that with Snoop Lion.
I hope you don't throw Snoop Lion. I hope
you say Lion. We're not doing that with Snoop Lion.
I hope you ain't throwing no Snoop Lion tracks in that verses, because that's going to do him in. And then you got to remember DMX's features. I'm just saying.
Okay, so you got DMX's features, but at the same time, I'm giving Snoop a terrible argument right now. But so the reason why, look, that's what you'd be like, so what had happened was the reason why I was leaning towards Snoop is because of Dr. Dre's production.
Gotcha.
You start coming to gate,
legend,
187 on an undercover cop.
Absolutely.
You got rolling down the street, smoking. Okay, so you did.
So Doggy Style, no, quick. I'm not arguing with you. Doggy Style is in my top 10 classic hip hop albums of all time. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that X is going to run through it, but I think overall, when you start looking at everything, features, impact, energy, absolutely. You got to give it to X.
X gonna give it to him. X gonna give it to him.
You see what I'm saying? I'm just,
I for some reason, I just feel like I think Snoop going just getting on the strength of the longevity. I think that's where Snoop going to edge him out, because you got all the Doggy Style. Okay, DMX can meet that with his Dark and Hell is Hot. He can meet all that. But then you got the Pharrells that Drop It Like It's Hot.
Yeah, that's his number one hit to this date, I think, right?
You got Beautiful. Like, okay, so if you DMX and Snoop throws on Beautiful, I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. What you gonna meet with that?
See, they choose different styles. You know, it's like Bounty. You know, honestly,
you play How It's Going Down.
Right. He was more raw and ratchet. Like, if you look at it, this is a perfect versus. It's almost like Bounty and Beanie in the hip hop version, because Bounty Killer was about war, was about the real aggressive shoot you, whatever stuff. And Beanie Man is the ladies, the girls, them sugar, you know.
Yes. Talk about it, friends. Talk about it. And there's them sugar.
So you have a very good point. That's where when Snoop comes with the Drop It Like It's Hot and the Beautiful, as far as clashing with him right back, but he has plenty of hits, you know, Rough Riders, Anthem. Think about them features.
Ooh, stop. Drop.
Yeah, like, you know,
I'm making a piss poor
argument. Being greedy.
I'm making a piss poor argument for Snoop right now. Snoop at home, like,
listen, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
Like, really, niece? Because you can't be nephew. Really, niece?
And I love Snoop. Listen, I own Doggy Style to this day, but I just feel like when it's all said and done, I think X's energy. That's what I'll say. I think X's energy is what's gonna push it over the top.
Yeah. Do you hear God moving furniture? Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear that. Is he?
Yeah, God's moving furniture right now.
Or bowling, right? They used to say bowling was another one, right?
He's bowling right now. I'm like, because I feel like I can hear my headphones, but yeah. Okay. So this is going to be fun. You just really made me realize and understand just how fun that this particular versus battle is going to be.
Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's going down tomorrow night.
Yes, I can't wait.
I can't wait. Well, actually, by the time this podcast rolls out, it's going down tonight, because the podcast will drop on Wednesday.
Right.
The battle is going down on Wednesday. For those of you who listening to it on Thursday, thinking to yourself, "Oh shit, we gonna be jamming tonight." No, boo. You could have been jamming last night if you had listened to the podcast.
You had to slide over the Apple. You had to slide over the Apple TV to catch that.
You gotta go watch it on demand, boo boo. Just relive the magic. Relive the magic. Yes. Slide back over to Apple Music. Yeah. Yes. So congratulations to both DMX and Snoop Dogg. Why did I get hype? One of my girlfriends sent me a picture. Swiss Beat snapped a picture. DMX in the barber chair getting lined up. He already getting ready.
Oh, yes.
Up so he can look nice and good and clean and healthy and fresh. You know, so I'm just excited. I'm excited for Earl. I'm really am.
I'm hyped. Look, just like how you were the lost member of Wu-Tang, I always thought I was part of Rough Riders. Okay, but I ain't riding no damn bike.
No, I'll be the one that's running behind them like, you guys, that's not safe. That's not safe. I'm just gonna walk back here with Eve. I'm gonna walk back here with Eve.
Right.
Listen. And you done took me back. See, I love how each week we end up in a music deep dive, but the way I used to love me some Eve and the fact that my grandbaby is named Eve.
Okay.
It's just
Really stand up.
Remember that song? I know you're going to remember. I can't remember it right now because, I'm old. But it was the song where she was like, E-V-E.
Oh yeah!
Oh my God!
All day. I'm trying to think of the track.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to pull it up in my phone.
Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to think of the track because I think that was definitely off the first album.
It was off of her. Yes. And I used to love that song.
Yeah,
because it was like a hidden gem on the album. She never released it as a single.
No, she didn't. And it was one of the very first, if I'm correct, it was one of the earlier tracks on the album. It's crazy how I know where it falls, but don't know the name of it. It's nuts. It is definitely, it's a let's talk about. Let's talk about who I, that's what it is.
Okay, here it is, y'all. Here, oh, shoot. Hold on. Here it is. Here. Oh, I see. That's why I love you, because when it comes to music, girl, you remember what Harriet Tubman was singing when she was freeing the slaves. Like, let me tell you something. Hold on, here it is, y'all. Hold on.
Yes. Girl.
I just want to hear her hit it one time. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about who I am.
Hey, that's it. Shout out Philly, stand all the way up.
Oh, yes. Excuse me. Yes. I forgot I was dealing with a Philly really right
We used to go off when that came on. That's so funny.
Yo, like, why I'm hyped. Like, why I'm going to be listening to this for the rest of the day. I literally had to stop myself. I'm sorry for screaming in the mic, y'all, but I was hyped. That song right there used to make me go off. I was like, yo, put some paw prints on my little nimbies. Like, put some little paw prints up here.
Everybody here was blonde. I'm serious. Eve had a huge impact on hip hop. Girl, we could talk about this all day. We had to do a show dedicated just to, I feel like, the legends of hip hop.
The unsung legends.
Yeah, the unsung. Exactly. That's a good one.
ICC Unsung.
Right? There it is. That sounds like a bet.
You know what? From this point forward, you have put it into the atmosphere, and I'm going to grab it right now. So every week, we'll rotate. Okay? Every week, we will bring an unsung hero of hip hop to the table.
Yeah. Okay? That sounds good.
Okay. So you up next week, because technically I brought up Eve, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my turn. I'm going to go next week.
So next week, you got to bring your unsung hip hop artist to the table. Don't let it be so shocker. Or it's a cabbage. No. Don't let it be so the shocker. Now I'm messing with you. If you're your unsung hero, then that's just what it's gonna be.
Yes.
I'm already thinking of some names right now that I probably need to jot down that I'm gonna forget by the time it's my turn. But yeah, so we're gonna do ICC Unsung every podcast from this point forward.
You mark that down myself. Listen,
I'm writing it down.
And it's churning.
I
already thinking of something.
Unsung. Yes. Okay. So that's. I love it. Okay. So, guess we got to get back into some tomfoolery real quick. So Kanye West held his first presidential rally on Sunday. Friend, I need you to get Donda's son. And I don't know what you need to do for him. I don't know if you need to lay hands on him.
Man.
Throw hands at him. Pray for him. Whatever. I don't know, but.
Girl, only God himself can work this one out. I'm just saying. I was just I'm just disgusted. I'm gonna just be honest with you. At this point, it's disgusting.
Do you err on the side of Kanye just being mentally ill, or are you leaning more towards this is narcissism at its finest, pushing a black man completely over to the edge?
First of all, we got to remember narcissism is a mental health within itself. So with Kanye, my opinion, this is my personal opinion, it's always 50% psychological with Kanye. So he's already going in 50% down.
Yeah.
And then I also, in the other 50%, I feel like it's a huge publicity stunt.
I co-sign all that. That's that on that. All right, y'all. So on to the next topic. No, your boy got up there, broke down crying, talking about how his mama saved him because his dad wanted to abort him. Then told Kim's business that they were planning to abort North. He was trying to talk her into it. Says she even had the pills.
Child, I was done.
And then it was Kim that put her foot down and said she wasn't getting rid of her baby. And then we both like, and then
confusing.
And then he said, Harriet Tubman,
child,
never really freed slaves. She just took them to work for other white people.
Child, that's when I cashed out. Did you notice that when he said Harriet, when he got into that particular part, he went to that nut ass valley voice that he uses on and off?
You said the nut ass valley voice. I'm over here sliding out of my chair.
Go back and listen to it. He goes back and forth from, backpack Kanye and his voice to,
Valley Kanye.
Yeah.
Calabasas Kanye.
Yeah, Calabasas. Yes.
Calabasas Kanye. Yes, Calabasas Kanye.
It was a mess. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I'm like, all right, well, you pro-life or you pro-choice?
Which is it?
Yeah.
Because first you was going to talk your girl into aborting your baby. She said she wasn't. And then you said God spoke to you. And then God made your laptop go haywire because if you was trying to mess with his plans, he was going to mess with yours. And that's how you opened your eyes. But then he said he would pay $1 million to women who opted to keep their babies rather than aborting them.
You see? Delusional.
I said, okay. And so, he got the signatures. I don't know if he had enough to get on the ballot, but he had the signatures and never bothered to turn them in. What is it really?
You didn't even get the petition. Am I right? That's the thing. You can't do anything. Anyone who knows how you run for any kind of office, you have to get the petition signed first. That's first.
He had signatures. I don't know if he had enough, but he never turned them in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That has to be in.
That speaks right back to the publicity stunt portion or the publicity stunt side of things that you so eloquently brought to our attention. Like, so now he's setting up a rally in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
I heard he was in there hollering and screaming at black girls, but hugging white girls who asked the same question because they were brave.
Not surprised.
Kanye, a wild boy. You hear God moving furniture now?
No, I still don't hear it.
Really?
No. I'm like, you don't send it up here. Don't send it this way.
Listen, it looked kind of crazy outside. But so anyway, he goes through this rally or whatever, and people are still talking about the rally, right? So yesterday, Monday, people still buzzing about the rally, and the videos are circulating and the crazy, outlandish things Kanye said throughout the rally. Then he takes to social media last night and starts wilding out on Kim and Chris.
Wow.
Let me read a few tweets to you.
Yeah, because that's what I missed. Let me hear. I heard about it, but I need to hear exactly what's going on. Meltdown, I heard.
I said I wasn't going to write it. I was like, I'm not wasting my time writing about this, but I darn sure can read these tweets on the podcast.
Yes.
Well, he says, let's see, where should I start? Let's go back this way. He says, I'm going to just read a few just random ones.
Mm-hmm.
He put Drake in a chin rubbing emoji, a thinking emoji. He said, come and get me. This is the Exodus, like Pusha said. On God, Shia is crap. Kim tried to bring a doctor to lock me up with a doctor. If I get locked up like Mandela, y'all will know why. Shia was deposed to do the first Yeezy Gap shoot and never showed up. Some more tweets. Chris and Kim, call me now. So then he puts a screenshot of him texting Kris Jenner, and it says, this yay, you ready to talk now? Then he posted a photo of his children and said, West's children will never do Playboy.
Wow.
Yeah, he was wilding. Then he
said
a
meltdown. No, then I'm sorry, because this is the first time I'm hearing this. That's a complete mental breakdown is what I'm hearing. This is what really went on.
Yeah. And he literally, like, these thoughts aren't even concurrent thoughts. They're not.
No, they're not.
Thoughts. There's just everything that's just popping into his head. And typos was crazy. He was deleting stuff. He would type stuff, post it, then delete it. He said, everybody knows the movie Get Out is about me. I put my life on it. My God. And that North's mom would never photograph her doing Playboy. And that's on God. I'm at the ranch. Come and get me. Then he put on God. Then he said, I love my wife. My family must live next door to me. It's not up to E or NBC anymore. Then he said, NBC locked up Bill Cosby. Random. Then he goes, Kim was trying to fly to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up, like on the movie Get Out, because I cried about saving my daughter's life yesterday. And I'm going to stop there.
Wow. You know what? We really got to pray. All jokes aside, like, we really got to pray for Kanye, because this is like the beginning. It looks like of him just spiraling downward even more. This is serious. From what you just read, I get publicity stuff, but that all those random just thoughts, like, that's not normal.
No, it's not. And then after all the thoughts, he started promoting his new album at the end. So it's like, and then you have people that say, you had people that said things like, Kanye got all y'all fooled. Y'all talking about pray for Kanye. Kanye got all y'all fooled. And I'm like, he got us fooled. And they're like, you know, you falling for these antics and these shenanigans on social media and all that. Anybody who will go that far, let's say if Kanye was trying to play me. You hear God now?
Yeah. I just heard it. Yeah.
Okay. Now listen, this takes. Okay, so only the ICC ride or dies from the very beginning will remember this kind of stuff. Remember one time we did a radio show in the storm and it just knocked all the internet out? Remember that? Then, anytime we bring up the people.
Oh, don't start. Please don't start. Please.
Anytime we brought up the folks, you don't think this is ironic? We are talking about Kanye right now, and it started thundering.
Oh my God! Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do that! Next.
Okay, so Kanye crazy. Pray for him. God bless. Good night.
Ice Cream Conversation. Ice Cream Conversation.